One last time today. Good morning, you guys. It's day number 100 of my stay sabbatical to 50. As you guys know, this has been a 100-day journey to change my body, change my mind, watch what happens. Today is the glorious, momentous, stupendous, you come up with all the superlatives you want to, but this is the day. Day 100. I have been working my ass off for the last 100 days on this journey. And today is the day. It's not over yet. Still got this day to get done. Tomorrow it will be over. So when I come on live tomorrow, I will have completed the 100. And we'll talk all about that on tomorrow's morning walk. But today is day number 100. Thought it would never get here. September 1st was so long ago. It's so funny how time has a way of slowing down when you put your mind to doing something that you want, but it can be agonizing at times. Tomorrow during the walk, I will recall moments on this trail where certain things happened, like I'm coming up on the place where I fell that day that those people ran by me and where I got stung by the wasp. We'll relive some of those moments tomorrow. That should be a lot of fun. I see some people asking about progress pics. Can I be honest with you? That's going to be a big part of my message tomorrow, because there's not much to show, and I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. I don't want to spill the beans today, but it's one of the things I want to talk about tomorrow. Is why this really wasn't about watching the physical changes. I wanted physical changes to happen, but they didn't happen in the way I wanted. So I will talk about that tomorrow. Miss Statius and other people asking about it. But today is day 100. If you're just joining in, hello. I want to get into a topic here, as I like to do, and it's a very apropos topic for what today is. Allowing yourself to envision success, because that can be a subjective thing for a lot of people. Good morning, guys. Have a good day at school. All right, so do you do that? Do you allow yourself to envision success? And I can tell you, what I started on September the 1st, I did this with this sabbatical to 50. I wanted to envision what success would look like. And of course, on a health and weight loss journey, a lot of people say, well, success is merely pounds lost on a scale or changes that you see in pictures. And while those things are definitely important and definitely a sign of success, are they the only thing? And when you envision success, do you so narrowly limit the scope of what success can mean? This is where I think we get into trouble. We only define success through such narrow-minded ways of looking at it that we forget success can have multiple angles. Success can be seen in so many different ways. If you only look at one view of success and then that view is not fulfilled, it's very easy to let your mind convince you that you failed. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that if you don't get a narrow-minded view of success, you don't accomplish that narrow-minded view of success, that you weren't successful. And so envisioning this success that I'm talking about here today is all about making sure you keep your mind open to all the things. It's why when you heard me talk about every day of this journey coming on live, I'd say, good morning, you guys. It's day number, whatever day it is. And we're on this sabbatical to 50. It's body transformation, mindset change, and whatever else happens. I said all those words by design, because it would very easily be very easy for me to say on this weight loss journey. No, it's not a weight loss journey. Did I want to lose weight? You bet I did. But it wasn't a weight loss journey. It was body transformation. Mindset shift. Not a lot of people put a lot of stock into that kind of thing. and then and whatever else happens verbiage. I just wanted to observe what would happen. And part of allowing yourself to envision success is to expect things that maybe you didn't even think were going to happen. One of the things that I had no idea was going to happen was these walk and talks that I'm doing. They started off as, hey, I've got this 4-mile walk that I do. Why don't I go on Instagram Live and talk to people while I'm doing the walk? It'll help the time pass by. Well, then this turned into and morphed into kind of a daily inspiration. A lot of you guys follow me, and I always have things to talk. I'm a podcaster. I always have things to talk about. Podcasters don't know how to shut up. That's our problem. So that's why we make great guests on other people's podcasts. My favorite guests are always other podcasters because, they know how to talk. But I didn't know this was going to be a part of this journey. No idea. Had no idea. But it's been the most pleasant surprise for me to know that you guys enjoy watching this, hearing the messages, telling me how much it's helped you. Great. This was a surprise. This was something wasn't even on my radar screen as a vision of success at the beginning of the sabbatical. It was all about me doing all the biohacks and eating carnivore and fasting and all the things I'm doing. That's what it was about. So this has just been a happy bonus. And so envisioning success means thinking outside the scope of the normal things that you normally would. And let's get outside the health realm for a moment. Let's get into your job. How do you define success there? Is it just getting up in the morning, going to do the job, doing it to the best of your ability, coming home and getting a paycheck? Is that how you envision success there? Do you want more for your life than that? Have you thought about doing a side hustle? Or maybe quitting your job and following your passion? Envisioning those things is so important. How about relationships? Do you deliberately try to build friendships with people, hoping that they can become something meaningful in your life that you would have? Somebody says it must be cold. It's 31 degrees, so what makes you think it's cold? Yes, it's cold. It's the way Jimmy likes it. I just got off a big hill, which is why, I guess you see the breath. That's why you asked if it was cold. 31 degrees. Just the way Jimmy likes it. In relationships, do you envision success by trying to go after strong friendships built on mutual respect, built on having each other's backs? That's been a big one for me. Of course, I tell you guys about Brittany all the time. She's my best friend, and we do a podcast together, and we're writing a book together. So she kind of laid out the blueprint for me about the kind of friend I want. And now I can say I have about 7 others that I regularly talk to and envision with them the same things I envisioned with Brittany. And a lot of them are tried and true. And so this topic of allowing yourself to envision success, it goes across all the realms of everything in your life. The problem is people walk into situations and into various parts of their life totally blind. You're not envisioning anything. You have no expectations for anything. You're not trying to foresee what's to come. And that can be a problem. that can be why you get into situations and then a little adversity hits and you don't know how to handle it. Or maybe you get into a situation and it's not quite going the way you want it to. It's because you didn't envision what it would look like, what success would be, but you got to do it. And for those of you joining in late, it is day 100 of this sabbatical to 50. This is my very last day of doing this journey. Not my last day doing walk and talks. Don't worry, I will be back tomorrow and then again in the new year. But today's the last day of this health journey, and it's very apropos to be talking about envisioning success. Because at the beginning of this journey, I wanted to lose weight, specifically body fat in the midsection. That was a goal. That was something I envisioned. That I would say, okay, if that happens, success. I envisioned getting into habits, allowing myself to learn things and get in the habit of doing those things on a consistent basis. But I also left it open-ended. I didn't pigeonhole myself and say, well, my vision of success has to be XYZ. I put no has tos on the envisioning of the success. Everything about what I've done in this sabbatical to 50 has all been about observing what happens. People criticized me early on. They're like, well, how much weight have you lost? I'm like, I'm not tracking that. I have no interest in knowing that. Well, how do you know if you're losing weight? How do you know it's working or not? Do you think I'll do all of these things that I'm doing? And I'll remind you, for those of you that haven't been following, here's what I've been doing on a daily basis for the past 100 days. 4-mile walk in the morning, but I walk a lot more than that. That's just what I officially do on the walk and talk. Infrared sauna, red light therapy, cold thermogenesis, so an ice bath, which I've shown you guys the Morosco Forge, 34 degree temperature, Morosco Forge, 33, 34 degrees. Grounding with sunshine exposure, meditation, vibration plate, eating carnivore on the odd days and fasting on the even days. That's been my protocol for the past 100 days. Now, most people wouldn't try half of that stuff. Most people are like, yeah, I'll eat carnivore, but I ain't doing all the rest of that stuff. Or, yeah, I'll get out in the sun and ground, but no way I'm going to get in a sauna. You pick your poison. I did it all. And so it will be obvious if you do all those things and you don't see results, you don't see success, then there's a message there. And we will continue this conversation tomorrow on that topic, because this is a major part of what I want to share tomorrow. But today, on day 100, as I'm finishing up this sabbatical to 50, I'm talking about this, allowing yourself to envision success, because without the vision for where you're going, how do you ever hope to get successful in whatever you're doing? You've got to visualize it, guys. I love watching the habits of professional athletes, especially like NBA stars. And one of my favorite players to watch is this guy, Steph Curry, that plays for the Golden State Warriors. He is a three-point shooting machine. He's on the cusp of breaking the all-time three-point shooting record. And so one of the things that Steph does in practice is he shoots, and he shoots, and he shoots, and he shoots all over the place, everywhere. There's not a place on the floor he hasn't attempted a shot from. And he does that so that when he gets into a game, he has a vision in his mind of what making a shot from anywhere on the court will be like. Thank you, Janet, for getting a badge. And yes, today, guys, if you want to help me celebrate, if you're watching live on Instagram, you want to help me celebrate hitting 100 days, buy a badge. And that goes directly to support me, so I appreciate that. Thank you again, Janet. But Steph does that. He shoots some unbelievable shots, like half court shots, three quarter of the court shots. Before the game, he's deep in the tunnel and he's shooting rainbow shots, and he's making them. That's the point. He's making all these shots. And what that does for him psychologically is, I keep taking these shots when it doesn't count, so that when it does count, I'm confident in that shot. He can already envision the success because he's already made those shots when it didn't matter. And that's what we need to do. We need to be setting ourselves up for envisioning the success we want, going after those things, so that when the opportunity arises, it's your time. It's your time to shine. You're not timid at that point. You go after it because you've already envisioned that success ahead of time. You have to allow your mind to go there. You guys feeling me on this one? Because I feel like this is the secret sauce that so many people miss. If you don't allow yourself to think about, live and breathe and envision everything that it takes to be the success you want to be in your life, how do you expect to have that success you want? And define success however you want. Success could be getting that job, that dream job you always wanted. Success could be finding that girl that you've had your eyes on forever, and she says yes. Success could be fill in the blank. That's your job. You define what success is. Now, whatever that thing that you're defining as your success, now envision it. Imagine what it would be like to attain that success. And as I talked about at the very beginning of this walk and talk, don't just narrowly define it. Let it have little tentacles. Expand what you mean by success. The more wide and broad you make that success out to be, the more likely you are to achieve it. So, success isn't just one little thing. Success is going to be a whole bunch of tentacles that you allow yourself to think about. And that's what this envisioning of success is all about, guys. Do you do that? Is that something in your arsenal? Is that something that when you go about your life, you allow your mind to think about what success would be? And again, this applies in every aspect of your life. It's not just about health journey. It's not just about finding a lover, a friend. It's not just about a career choice. It's everything, guys. And in that everything, you should be pursuing and envisioning whatever successful is for you. And if you don't do that, hopefully today's walk and talk is encouraging you. So guys, just joining us, it's day 100 of my sabbatical to 50. This is the very last day, you guys. I will have one more walk and talk tomorrow before I go away for a few weeks. I will be back in the new year though. Good morning, ladies. Hi. Hey. So, one more day of the sabbatical today. I'll do a recap and what I learned on this journey tomorrow morning. So don't miss tomorrow morning. That will be my very last episode of the year till I come back January 1st. And we will hit the ground running. And as I've been teasing all week, I'm going to probably turn these walk and talks into a new podcast. I came up with a name, Better Than Before. And so I looked up today on GoDaddy, Better Than Before podcast.com is available. So somebody else had Better Than Before and they were like, we'll sell it to you for $4,000. I'm like, no. No. Anyway, so look for that coming in the new year. Also, my new book, One Step Deeper Journal, The Foundations. Massively doing work on that right now with Brittany. We're hoping to have that out early in the new year as well. Lots to look forward to coming up in the new year. But let's hear from you now. What do you think about this topic? Allow yourself to envision success. Is that something you do? If you don't do it, why not? Want to have a conversation with you guys. So let's go back to the top. See what you guys have to say. Carly says, woohoo, congrats, thank you. Go Jimmy. What is that today? Bumblebee, a snowman, and 4 100s. I get the 100s. I kind of get the snowman because it's cold. I guess the bumblebee for the wasp that stung me. We will relive that. I literally just passed where I got stung earlier in this sabbatical. Yes, that is a bee emoji. The bee I saw, it was what the purpose of the bee was that I didn't understand. Bulletproof. Realistic Carnivore says congrats, thank you. David says happy 100th day. Thank you for that. We only get Jimmy one more day this year. Aw. Yes. So you got it today and tomorrow. Give the boy a few weeks off. I'll come back strong in the new year, I promise. I will make it worth your while to give me a little bit of a break. Because I will be loaded for bear by January 1st, I promise you. Good morning, Linda. Thanks for being here, you guys. It must be cold. Yes, 31 degrees. Just the way I like it. Dale says, daily grind isn't what it used to be. And yes, I knew it was cold because I saw your breath. It is. And I've had this annoying zit on my forehead for like a week. It's never built a head, so it's just like been there. Aye, Captain. Carly says it's 66 in Orlando, too hot. Shut up, Carly. No, I like this colder weather. I like having seasons. If I lived in, say, Orlando or Miami or San Diego, LA, I don't know if I would like it year-round, basically being the same temp. I like the idea of having some temperature differences. Plus, I get in cold thermogenesis when it's 31 degrees out here and I'm walking in shorts and t-shirt. I get cold therapy without necessarily having to get in the ice bath, so I don't mind that part of this. All right. Kira says, I dream of quitting my job all the time to do what I actually love. That would be total success. Well, the only way you get there, and trust me, I've been there, Kira. The only way you get there is to create a plan in your mind of how you get there, how you do it. And when I started all the Living La Vida low carb stuff, I had built it up for about a year and a half, mainly as a blog at the time. And I made that fateful decision to go full time with all the everything. I was making a little bit of money with affiliates and things like that and with some sponsors on my blog. But I said, you know what? I think I'm going to try to make something of this. And so, of course, it helped that I was being downsized at my job, but I could have easily gone to get another traditional job. But I didn't, because I could envision and trust that I had talents that would allow me to make a living doing this. And while it didn't happen immediately, and while I struggled there for 4 or 5 years, just barely making it by, it finally did pay off. I started my podcast literally right after I quit the job or was let go from the job. and shifted into this full time, the first thing I did was create the Living La Vida Low Carb show. So you can envision success. Did I know I was going to be successful as a podcaster? Hell no. Had no idea. Didn't even think it was going to be anything. Now, mind you, that was 2006. That was a long time ago. Nowadays, people, they start podcasts like they go to the bathroom. Everybody and their mama thinks they can be a podcaster now. Newsflash, not everybody needs to be podcasting. They're not that great at it, a lot of them. 1.7 million of them now. But I envisioned that success, not just in podcasting, but in writing books and all the things that I'm now more well known for. But I had to envision it first. So for you, Kira, envision what that looks like. What is success for you? How will that look if you were able to quit your job and to move on to the passions of your heart? What would you do? What would it look like? Start thinking about those things now. I know you already do. I know you well enough already. You do think about those things, but not just think about them. Envision the plan for getting there and then putting yourself in position to be able to do it. And you can do this still while you're still working. You can start to work on monetizing what you do to replace the income. And maybe you don't fully replace the income of the job you have now. That's what holds a lot of people back. I've got another friend who has a very successful career, but she's ready to go full time with a health and wellness business. And she said, the thing that holds me back is I got a really good job. And so I would have to give up a lot of money. So for her, she would have to build up at least the conception in her mind that the health and wellness business would at least be somewhat close to commensurate with what she does in her regular job. But if you're not happy in your regular job and you've got a passion for something bigger, at some point you got to let that go. And look, there's been a lot of columns written this year about people leaving the traditional workforce. Like, this is a real trend. I think the pandemic opened a lot of people's eyes to, hey, I don't want my life to be going to a shitty job that I hate, and I don't get paid enough, and so people are demanding more. I hope one of the great bright linings to this crazy time the last 2 years is we hear so many entrepreneurial stories of people who said, you know what, the pandemic took my job from me, or I got tired of it during the pandemic, and because of that I went out, I envisioned success for myself, and I went and did the dreams of my heart, and then they're successful. That will be so cool. And I have no doubt that's going to happen. I have no doubt we're going to hear stories about that. People will create something right now. Maybe it's already created or it's about to be created. They're going to create something in the midst of shifting away from the job that they hated into the job that they wanted to do. And it's going to change our lives. It's going to be something that we're like, oh, wow, that happened because of the pandemic. That'll be pretty cool to watch, guys. Good morning, Cherish. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Karen. She says, congratulations. So awesome. Dale says, you did it. Well, after today, I will have done it. Yes, but yes. Deland says, watch most every day. So inspired. Congrats, Jimmy. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of you guys have been here every single day. And if I start naming all your names, I'm going to leave somebody off. So definitely Linda and Kira and Cherish and you. I have people kind of weave in and out. I'll see them a couple days. My friend Brittany, when she can come on, she comes on. Of course, Coconut, Bulletproof Coconut is on here every day. Thank you all. Del Norte, all you guys have been here all throughout this sabbatical to 50. Again, I just left off a whole bunch of people. So if I didn't say your name, please don't get mad at me. My brain is frozen right now. Let it go, let it go. Wrong frozen, right? If you can dream it, you can be it, says Cherish. Yes. in most cases. I will never be an NBA superstar, even though I could dream it. Within reason, I guess, is the words you put behind that phrase. But yes, you can basically be whatever you want to be in your life. Ashley says, you've inspired me. Well done. Yay. Look, I think we can all inspire ourselves. When I started this, I don't think I was doubtful I would do it, but I had no idea what was going to happen in the midst of it. And early on, I'll talk about this a lot tomorrow, early on it was tough. We had some big time adversity with pain and injuries that I had to fight through early on. And so, yeah. But now here on day 100, as I turn around, I'm glad I stuck through all that stuff. And if it inspired you, great. I'm happy to hear that. Carly says, you're really motivating me. Great so far. Awesome. Awesome. I feel like in another life, I could have been a coach of a sports team, or maybe like one of those motivational speaker kind of people. But I settled in the diet and health world, and I was very happy with that choice. I'm shifting a little bit, not totally away from talking about keto and cholesterol and fasting and biohacking. I still am into all those things, but I feel like I've got a greater calling now to do more, to speak up, to encourage, which has always been my heart anyway, to give people information to challenge them, which you guys have gotten a nice little taste of that on these morning walk and talks. I love it. So those of you that came in late, it is day 100, the day we've been waiting on, of my stay sabbatical to 50. Started this back on September the 1st as a 100-day journey to change my body, my mind, and watch whatever happens. It's been the motto from the beginning. And I will be sharing all about how this went in tomorrow's walk and talk, which will be my last episode of the year. I'm going away. My podcast went away a week ago, but I'll go away completely. Won't even be online. Just going to detach completely from social media. One, so I can finish my book, and then two, so I can travel a little bit. Got lots of plans during those 3 weeks off. I also turned 50 years old during that 3 weeks off. December 27th is my birthday. So lots going on, but I will be back on January 1st. So if you're still around on January 1st, come on that day, and I will have probably a live that day, depending on what's happening. And definitely bring back the content that you guys have been missing. Kira says, what if I am already successful, but I'm around other people that try to steal that from me? At work, I rarely feel successful. I think it's the people I work with that make me unsuccessful. Well, I would not call yourself unsuccessful. I would say you're successful, but you're being taken advantage of. So if that's what's happening to you, Kira, I hope you do get out of that and can live out your dreams. Go get them, girl. Janet says, happy for you. Thank you. Cherish said, we had to do a lot of envisioning to become debt-free. Yes. If you guys have never heard of Dave Ramsey before, go look him up. Very famous financial podcaster and radio personality. He's a syndicated radio talk show host talking about money stuff. And he's one of the reasons I'm debt-free today. I did his debt snowball with a bunch of credit card debt and student loan debt, and then threw all the money, once I got out of all of that debt, threw all the money at my mortgage and paid off my house in full. What's that been? Almost 7 years ago now, 6-7 years ago. There's no greater feeling than being debt-free. But you do have to envision that, so good for you. Cherish. Linda says, I can't believe 100 days have passed by. I've really enjoyed every day of these walks. Well, thank you. I have enjoyed them too. Like I told you guys before, this is a very mundane walk when you're just walking it in silence, except for all the cars roaring by. It's a very boring walk. I see a few people on the way, but not many. And so being able to see your comments and interact with you has definitely helped the time pass by for me. Marnie Mac says, I won't be able to join the live tomorrow, so I want to wish you everything great for the holidays and an awesome 2022. Stay blessed and thank you. Thank you for that. If you can't watch live, it's all good. I do put them on social media, so look up the hashtag StayBatical50 on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and you can watch the replay. Or you can go to my website, livinglavitalowcarb.com/staybatical. Linda says we had 5 inches of snow blow in yesterday over just a couple of hours. I will be great friends with my stuffed shovel today, yes. Yeah, we don't have a lot of that here in the South. So I feel for my friends that are in Michigan and Wisconsin, Illinois. You guys tend to get pummeled with snow. Sending love and sunshine from South Florida. Thank you, Arlene. Congratulations, says Arlene. Thank you. Bulletproof says, envision the success, not failure. I don't think we have to envision failure. As I said earlier in the week, our brains tend to default to worst case scenario. So our brains already envision failure by default and envision the worst possible thing by default. It's envisioning success that is the rebellious act. And when you can allow your brain to go there, it does change you, that's for sure. Lady Lixel says, congrats. Those who did their best for 50 days, made a plan and stuck with it. At times had to modify, but kept going. Congrats. Yes, I did challenge you guys at the 50-day mark to join me. Good morning. And so, really happy you did join. Oh, come on, Instagram. Instagram's doing weird things, you guys. The last video got cut off, you guys. I was talking to you and suddenly everything on my screen went haywire. So come on back in. I don't know what happened. Instagram likes to do some funky stuff, you guys. So I don't know what happened. But we're back. I didn't go anywhere. The only bad thing about Instagram having a technical glitch like that, the only bad thing is now I don't have all your comments that I was reading. So come on back in, guys. Thanks for being here. I was in the middle of showing you the puppy dogs, and then suddenly my screen starts jumping and doing poltergeisty things. I don't know what happened, but I lost all your comments, so sorry about that. I was methodically going down the list of comments, and Instagram decides to have a temper tantrum on me. Have you guys noticed Instagram's got some weird stuff lately? Really weird stuff. I can tell you for most of this year, I'll watch my followers go up like 50, 60, 70 within the course of a week. And then over a day or two, they're gone. And I'm going, all right, am I losing that many people? Or is Instagram unfollowing people? Which I've heard that happens, so who knows? Instagram, they're going to be history soon. But I do like their interface. That's why I come on live on here. I do like this interface. But I may have to find another one for 2022. I will let you guys know, of course. I won't leave you hanging, wondering where I'm at. Anyway, let's get back into it. It's day 100 of my Stay Batical to 50. The last day, you guys. So I'm talking about this topic of allowing yourself to envision success. So if you left a comment and I had not yet read it yet, please rewrite it down there. It was so weird because I was just doing what I always do, talking to you guys, and Instagram decides to have a hiccup. So, all right, so let's go back. Bulletproof says regarding debt, some people jump to buy material things they don't need constantly. They become material obsessed, and in the end, materials don't have use. Yeah. So, I am not a material person. I like my gadgets for helping me do my job. So I guess if that makes me material, yes, I'm selectively material, because I love two things. I love gadgets for making my job better, which I've bought a couple. I bought one of those stands that when you're on video, it will follow you. So if you start moving around, it will shift the camera. So that's cool. And then I bought a high-def camera that lets me go live. I thought it would let me go live on Instagram, but I found out, no. It works on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch, and some other formats, but not on Instagram. I'm like, come on. But it lets you go simultaneous across multiple platforms all at the same time. And so that's what was alluring to me about it. So I bought those things. Of course, my biohacking toys. I love all those things as well. So other than that, I don't really have materialistic desires. I'm more of an experiences person. I would rather have a memory of a good time than to have something that just sits there and gathers dust. That's my philosophy. I often have to remind myself to remember why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah. If you don't have a purpose, then you're just flailing. You're just allowing yourself to be, as we've talked about many times, not going to do that. You got to have a purpose in mind. Carly says, Instagram completely deleted my friend's conservative account with no warning. Well, that's another issue altogether, the censorship. What they're doing to people like me, I have not been deleted, but I have seen them throttle me. They even had my best friend Brittany not just unfollow me. They blocked. They on their end blocked her from seeing me, and it showed up on her end as blocked me. So I remember because I was trying to tag her one day and I couldn't find her. And I went over to the One Step Deeper Instagram and there she was. I was like, all right, she's still online. Called her up and said, why am I blocked? And she's like, what? And sure enough, Instagram had blocked me on her account. So, and I've heard of people saying that they got unfollowed because they're like, I haven't seen anything new from you in weeks. And I'm like, no, Jimmy posts every day. If you miss one day of content from me, you're shadow banned, you're unfollowed, you're something from being able to see me. So if you're on Instagram and you don't want to ever miss a single episode, and same goes for YouTube or any of the places. You don't want to miss anything. Be sure to subscribe to the posts. There's a little bell or there's a little list that says subscribe to all. That way you'll never miss anything. But I don't like the way they've messed with my account this year. It is what it is, though. I reach who I reach. It's why I diversify where I'm at. I don't just stick to one platform. I do all the platforms. Kira says, congrats on the 100. Really proud of you. I'm going to continue my commitment that I started at your 50-day mark. Thank you for that, too. So, yes, congrats to you, Kira. So, yes, I was saying that before the glitch happened. That, yes, at the 50-day mark, I challenged you guys on a challenge accepted challenge. When I hit 50 days of my sabbatical, I had you guys come in on day 51 and do your own 50-day challenge. So today is the last day of your 50-day challenge. Congrats to all of you who took me up on that and did the thing, whatever the thing was that you came up with. Applaud yourself today. That's a big deal. And like Kira, I hope that you continue on with those habits that you learned and maybe add on. I'll talk about this more tomorrow, but I will be adding on things to what I do henceforth. What's funny is I got a couple of DMs the last couple of days and people are like, why are you ending it? Are you trying to be unhealthy? Just like, what? I'm ending the 100 days. Doesn't mean I'm ending all the things I'm doing. People make a lot of weird assumptions, don't they? Can't fix stupid. Holly says, I miss seeing your mug every day. We'll see you in 2022. Well, thank you. It's been weird not doing my podcasts because that's so much a part of what I do. 4 days a week, I do 4 podcasts. But yes, it'll be nice to get away, be offline. Plus, part of the reason I'm going offline completely is if you don't post anything for a while in your shadow banned, I think that resets your account. So I would think 3 weeks off of doing no posts should help reset my account. So maybe they'll stop shadow banning me. What's funny is, yes, I talk about a few things here and there that are controversial, but for the most part, it's just health and nutrition and motivation type stuff. So not sure why they target my account. Does a cold swimming pool count as an ice bath? You bet it does. Yeah, if you get out in a cold swimming pool, it's probably, depending on where you are. If you're in Florida and it's, what'd you say earlier, 60-something degrees, that swimming pool is going to probably be in the low 60s. If you're in Minnesota and it's 25 degrees outside, you're going to be in 33, 34 degree ice bath. So yes, cold swimming pool works. Just wade around in there for as long as you can tolerate it. If it's in the 60s, then that should be for a while. I have noticed being in the Morosco Forge that 33 degrees I can handle for about 3 to 4 minutes max. But that's all you need at that temperature. You don't need to go beyond feeling the extremities of your hands and feet. That's when I know it's time to get out, is when I can't really feel my hands and feet. I don't let it wait too long after that to get out. Nothing worse than lifting your leg out of an ice bath that's 33 degrees, putting your foot on the ground and not feeling the foot hit the ground. That is a wicked feeling. I did that first time I got in there. Like, nope, we're not going 7 minutes. So I usually average about 3 to 4 minutes. Linda says, I have learned to enjoy all the small successes instead of waiting for the big one. Yes. Yes, yes. That's the way you do it. Celebrate the small ones. And if you celebrate a bunch of small successes, guess what? That equals one big one. We all keep waiting for one big blessing, when all along it's the little things that add up. Good morning, Ashton. Thanks for being here. Bulletproof says some people don't even have goals. That's often why they feel so down. Yes. You got to have a goal. Otherwise, you're just meandering through life. Some of these topics I've talked about lately, they have lots of crossover. And that's by design. I want you to get all the things I'm saying here. Not enough people are fighting big tech. Soon they will censor keto and say it's not science. Oh, they've already done that, brother. They're already coming after keto diet people. I even documented where all I did was post a meme that was words, and it was just a quote. And I got fact checked on the quote. This quote is taken out of context and missing context. I'm like, it's a quote to encourage people. Are you anti-encouraging people? Yeah, so it's gotten ridiculous. That's why I'm really glad the former president is coming out with his own platform in the new year. And you bet your sweet bippy I'm going to be on there. If they have the capability of going live on that new platform, I will probably move all this over there. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, they have done their darndest to discourage content makers like me. And I'm just tired of it. Just let me make content, especially the content I make. It's not like anything I say is harming people. And yet, they're making up excuses to censor it. I'm just tired of it. Holly says, so excited we got our beef and our freezer is full. That's my materialistic pleasure. Yes, nothing wrong with that. I did the same thing with the farmer's market, which I have one more Saturday, day after tomorrow. It's the last day the farmer's market is open until the spring. And so I've been stocking up on Saturdays. If you watch my stories on Saturdays, I buy a bunch of sausage and beef and all kind of stuff. So I'll have plenty of food for the winter. Kira says the cold water only needs to be around 59 degrees for 11 minutes a week as the bare minimum according to the Huberman lab study. Yes, 11 minutes over several days. You're right. I love the cold, being out in the cold weather. That's one. I love being in a cold bath, ice tub, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I get a lot of benefit out of that. Definitely helps with your deep sleep. So if you struggle with sleep, somebody on Facebook today was looking at my sleep data and goes, how do you get so much deep sleep? I can't get that much. And so I went down a list of all the things I do and have been working on for years. Just don't beat yourself up about it, and don't give up. Just start working on it. You will get better with time. Will you be going to your mom's house for Christmas, says Holly? Somewhere in the 3 weeks off, yes. I will be going down to Pensacola, Florida to visit my mom and sister. I don't know if it'll be on Christmas, but it will definitely be around the Christmas time, yes. Yes. Love Andrew Huberman. Yeah, he's cool. I'd love to get him on my podcast, Cherish. I reached out to him sometime this year and never heard back. So that happens. Sometimes you reach out to people and they don't write back. So it is what it is. All I can do is cast the net, and if they say yes, then yes. Stop by Lake Mary, Florida. Is Lake Mary, Florida on the way to Pensacola? I don't think so. No, I go over South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, and then down towards Mobile, and then Pensacola is just over across the bay from Mobile. So that's how I get there. I don't cross any other places in Florida, but thank you for that. All right, guys, day 100 finally got here. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this day and do all the things. And tomorrow morning, we will celebrate. We will recap. I will share lessons. I will share some interesting information. I think you're gonna definitely want to tune in tomorrow. But thank you for everybody who has joined me on this. It's been quite the ride, guys. And I always love coming on here, talking to you. Holly says, I'm envious of your weather going to our friends in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina in March. Yeah, I know where Murrells Inlet is. She says near Myrtle Beach. See, I'm familiar with South Carolina geography. Know exactly where that is. Yes, it's nice weather. We don't hate it. We don't hate it. But guys, if you wanted to watch any of the past episodes that we did here, look up hashtag StayBatical50, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Also my website, livinlavidalowcarb.com/StayBatical. And yeah, sorry about the technical glitch, but we came back on live so you guys could watch the rest of this. But thank you so much. Go enjoy your Thursday, and we'll see you guys one more time tomorrow morning. Bye, guys.